You are walking into a trap every time you flash that Gold Star card at the door. Most of us treat our Costco membership like a sacred rite of passage, a badge of honor that says we're smart shoppers. But after spending over 15 years dissecting retail psychology and supply chain logistics, I can tell you that the warehouse isn't designed to save you money. It's designed to make you spend it in ways you don't even notice. Think about the last time you went in for just a rotisserie chicken and walked out $400 lighter. That wasn't an accident. It was a calculated strike on your wallet. We've been conditioned to believe that bulk always equals bargain, but that's the first big lie. In reality, the membership fee you're paying is often just a cover charge for the privilege of overspending on things you'll eventually throw away. I've spent a decade and a half tracking the price per ounce data between big box retailers and standard grocery chains, and the Costco effect is real. It's a psychological shell game. You're paying for the feeling of a deal, not always the deal itself. If you think your executive membership is paying for itself, you might want to sit down, because the math rarely adds up for the average American household. But it gets worse. Much worse. Most people think the biggest scam is just the impulse buys at the end of the aisles, those treasure hunt items that magically appear and disappear. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The real betrayals are buried in the unit pricing, the expiration cycles of their Kirkland brand, and the way they manipulate your sense of scarcity. Here is the secret they really don't want you to know. There are specific categories where you are objectively losing money every single time you put them in your oversized cart. I'm talking about items that are literally 20 to 30% cheaper at a regular grocery store, or even a gas station. Now, you might be asking, Cody, if it's so bad, why do we all love it? Because they are masters of the dopamine hit. That $1.50 hot dog combo isn't a meal, it's a distraction. It's a loss leader designed to make you feel like you've already won, so you don't question the $80 tub of organic honey you'll never finish. Stick with me, because we are going to strip back the plastic wrap on these 11 betrayals. By the time we're done, you're going to look at that giant warehouse very differently. If you're tired of being a member of a club that's quietly draining your savings, hit that subscribe button right now, because we're about to do the math that Costco hopes you never figure out. The first betrayal starts before you even walk through the door, and it has everything to do with that exclusive 2% reward. Sounds like free money, right? It's not. For the vast majority of families, that upgrade is actually a high-interest loan you're giving to a multi-billion-dollar corporation. That 2% reward on the executive membership? For most of you, it's a math trap. To even break even on that extra $60 upgrade fee, you have to spend $3,000 a year on qualified purchases. That sounds easy until you realize that gas, stamps, and gift cards, the stuff you actually buy, often don't even count toward that reward. You're essentially prepaying for a discount you might never actually earn. But it gets worse when you look at the bulk illusion. We've been brainwashed to believe that bigger is always cheaper. It's a psychological reflex. You see a gallon of mayonnaise or a 5-pound bag of kale and your brain screams, value. But here's the betrayal. Costco knows you can't finish it. The average American household throws away nearly 30% of the food they buy. When you buy in bulk, that waste percentage skyrockets. If you buy a massive tub of spinach for $6 but throw half of it away because it turned into green slime before Tuesday, you didn't save money. You just paid a $3 convenience tax to feel like a smart shopper. A regular grocery store would have sold you exactly what you needed for $4. You're literally subsidizing Costco's bottom line with your own kitchen trash can. Now, you might be asking, what about the staples? Surely the milk and eggs are cheaper? Not always. This is where the unit price shell game comes in. I've spent years tracking loss leaders. Those items stores sell at a loss to get you in the door. Costco's rotisserie chicken and hot dogs are famous for this. But while you're patting yourself on the back for that $4.99 bird, they're hammering you on the middle of the store items. Have you noticed how Costco rarely shows the price per ounce or price per sheet compared to their competitors? They change the packaging sizes specifically so you can't do a direct comparison. They'll sell a club-size box of cereal that looks like a bargain, but if you pull out your phone and check the local supermarket's weekly digital coupons, the supermarket is often 15 to 20% cheaper per ounce. They are counting on the fact that you're too tired from hiking 3 miles across concrete floors to check the math. And let's talk about the Kirkland betrayal. We love Kirkland. We trust Kirkland. But here is the secret. Kirkland isn't a manufacturer. It's a branding mask. While many Kirkland products are high-quality rebrands of top-tier labels, others are specifically formulated to hit a price point by cutting corners on ingredients. I've seen cases where the Kirkland version of a supplement or a beauty product has significantly lower concentrations of the active ingredients than the name brand. You think you're getting the same thing for less, but you're actually getting a diluted version of the promise. Here's the kicker. The treasure hunt atmosphere is a high-level manipulation tactic. Why do you think they move the bread and milk to the back of the store and change the aisles every few months? It's not for efficiency. It's to force you to walk past thousands of items you didn't come for. Every minute you spend looking for the eggs is another minute they have to sell you a 4-pack of giant outdoor lanterns or a 10-pound bag of Himalayan sea salt. It's a deliberate Muzak-style, psychological bypass of your prefrontal cortex. You aren't shopping anymore. You're reacting. I know this sounds cynical, but stick with me, because the next betrayal is the one that hits your long-term health and your hidden costs, the stuff they definitely won't tell you at the membership desk. If you thought the unit pricing was a headache, wait until you hear about the hidden health tax. This is the betrayal that hits you long after you've left the store. Costco is a volume business, and volume usually means one thing: preservatives. To keep those massive quantities of baked goods, snacks, and fresh, prepared meals from spoiling before you can finish them, they are often loaded with sodium and stabilizers. That bargain rotisserie chicken we all love? It's injected with a saline solution that can pack nearly 500 milligrams of sodium into just 3 ounces. For anyone watching their blood pressure, that's not a deal. It's a liability. You're essentially paying for saltwater weight while thinking you're getting a protein steal. But let's get into the membership purgatory betrayal. This is the one that really grinds my gears. Have you ever tried to cancel? They make it feel like you're leaving a cult. They'll point to the satisfaction guarantee, but they count on loss aversion. Once you've paid that $60 or $120 fee, your brain treats it as a sunk cost. You feel obligated to shop there just to get your money's worth, even if a local Aldi or Walmart is closer and cheaper. You are literally paying for the privilege of being psychologically forced to drive further and spend more. And then there's the gasoline mirage. We've all seen the lines wrapping around the block for Costco gas. Sure, it might be 10 or 20 cents cheaper per gallon. But let's do the real-world math. If you're idling in a line for 20 minutes to save $3 on a 15-gallon tank, you're valuing your time at $9 an hour. Is your life worth $9 an hour? Not to mention the fuel you're burning just sitting in that line. It's a classic false economy that makes you feel like a savvy saver while actually robbing you of your most precious resource, time. So, how do we stop being the marks in this warehouse game? It's time for the warehouse exit strategy. First, stop the executive ego trip. Unless you are spending more than $250 a month on qualified items, downgrade your membership today. Second, embrace the anti-bulk list. Never, and I mean never, buy produce, spices, or large condiments at Costco unless you are running a literal restaurant. The spoilage rate makes the unit price irrelevant. Third, use the phone first rule. Before you drop a treasure hunt item into your cart, that 75-inch TV or those fancy Bluetooth headphones, pull out your phone. Check the model number. Often, big box stores have unique model numbers for the same product, specifically to prevent price matching and hide the fact that the version they're selling might have fewer ports or a cheaper build. Here is the secret. You don't actually need a membership to get the best parts of Costco. In many states, they legally cannot prevent you from using their pharmacy or buying alcohol without a membership. And you can always use a Costco gift card, provided by a friend who is still in the club, to shop there without paying the annual fee yourself. I know this sounds like a lot to take in, but once you see the strings, you can't unsee them. You can still enjoy the occasional $1.50 hot dog, but do it on your terms, not theirs. Now that you know the 11 betrayals, I want to hear from you. What's the one item you know is a ripoff but you keep buying anyway? Drop it in the comments below. Let's expose these deals together. If this deep dive saved you even one executive fee this year, hit that like button and share this with someone who treats their Costco card like a personality trait.